the first person to say, I quit, first person to surrender. The tap out, as I call it. But with my WWE background. So,
alright, so SmackDown. You two will duel, I'll take over choreographing for a minute. So Lucretia had 6 months to learn how to fight with a sword, because she didn't know how to. So now they've picked the time and place, the seconds have been talking back and forth, setting up all the information. They finally came to...
Really?
They've chosen...
An umbrella?
Yes, put your weapon down for a second. They finally ended up choosing Dawn by the river. Does anyone know why that might be a common place? Because officially, though dueling was acceptable, it wasn't really legal.
Dump the body.
The common misconception was that this was completely legal and everyone could do it at any time. No. You had to find ways around the laws that existed.
And one of those was...
So a good time where, there might not be a bunch of people running around and, say, cops and stuff, would be when everyone else is asleep, say dawn. And they chose a riverbank because a lot of the crossover areas where it becomes gray, where whose jurisdiction it is, happens around water and islands and beaches.
Yep, sandbars were a very popular place to duel, specifically because the land appeared at certain times but disappeared at other times. So it's hard to tell whether it was actually land or whether it was just us fighting the ocean.
West Bank?
The other big popular one, unless you were going to say that, is... Yep, go ahead.
Another really popular one was Under Bridges. Not only for the fact that it was hidden and out of view, but for the fact that it was on the waterfront. So it wasn't always checked, and was also on that kind of gray area of, well, it's at the river, so is it really ours or is it really theirs? And a lot of times the constabulary, although it was illegal, if you were hiding it this way, they would turn a blind eye to it. So it would be something where, if they didn't see it, out in the street, they wouldn't be too, they weren't going looking for it. But it was still legal, so if you did do it in public, out in, the grandeur of everybody, you were wrong and would get arrested.
The other one is on each side of the state line. So let's say Massachusetts and Connecticut. It's a nice way to tie us into this con, because we're from Massachusetts. Let's say that the professor, because I hate him, is from another state, like Connecticut. So you would stand on Connecticut. No, you got a lot of supporters here. There are a lot of people. I would stand on the Massachusetts side, and let's say I killed him. Dead. Oh no, sadness prevails. The police, the law authorities, had no idea whose authority would be. Is it Massachusetts? Is it Connecticut? Well, he died in Connecticut, but he was killed on the line of Massachusetts. So it's a lot of bureaucratic hullabaloo that people did not want to deal with.
No matter what time period you go to, red tape and a lot of paperwork were never fun for anybody. So people try to avoid it. The other strategic reason for choosing dawn was it was harder to see. You didn't necessarily always want your opponent to have perfect visibility when they're trying to kill you. So a lot of people chose dawn or sunset because of the dwindling light. It made it hard for some people to see.
All right. So now it seems like we're getting right back into
I brought that around. You see how it is?
Yes. So dawn at where would you rather be? A bridge, a beach?
Oh, let's go to the sandbar.
I like the beach too.
Me too.
All right. Dawn at sandbar. The weapons have been checked by the second, and now one last time before the duel starts, the seconds have an opportunity to try to talk their firsts out of dueling. So last attempt.
He's fighting with an umbrella.
You might.
He's fighting with an umbrella.
That's true.
There is a shot making you die
Very large.
Oh, you're not doing a great job talking me out of this. I gotta kill this guy.
She is completely not worth.
Die!
You killed the second.
She hasn't been talked out of it.
Second's like, get out of here.
Keep it. Move again.
So,
brush it off like somebody let you on fire.
It's something to do on a Friday night.
so once again, we are dueling.
The duel is on. Yes. Now the terms have been met. Are we starting with the death?
Let's go with first blood.
Yeah, why not? The biggest misconception again is that it always was to the death. These people don't really want to die. It's mostly about
honor.
Honor. Yes, it's regaining your honor. Your honor has been soiled and you want it back. So first blood was the most common duel because we fought, we got dirty, we got sweaty, and now you're bleeding. I win.
We sweat like commoners. Haha.
So, let's start, and we're going to do this super slow motion. Now let's assume that I get Professor with...
The duel has started. To first blood.
Ah, my forehead, where I keep my braids.
That is actually, especially if you go to a lot of private schools, they would have fencing classes. And there's a mark that would appear right here. Hi, gorgeous.
Nobody saw that.
Get back here and taste my keyblade.
Love all this.
What?
So,
Wait about it.
a little mark right up on the forehead. And fencing classes actually, it was a mark of pride in private schools to have that little mark right above your eye, because that shows that you have been in a fencing match. That shows that you have, basically, you've been willing to bleed for what you are doing.
It also means you're going to be a great wizard.
That's more of like a... that, yeah. I didn't know Voldemort dueled baby Harry.
Ego shall not be
There you go.
named.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm very bad at this game.
How dare you? You've offended me.
That right back around again. So,
Duels, yes.
so there was that. There's also
The Avengers
the
umbrella.
incapacitating. So let's say that
And I went ahead and did something like that.
Farther
Like
than the penguin.
halfway off. Not
now,
clean,
unless I'm the Black Knight, I'm not doing it. Let's
Tis
face
just a
it.
flesh wound.
Haha! You have one less leg.
What the flesh wound? Anyways. And then there's obviously to the death. Bad.
Ah, stab,
Sadness prevails. So,
Ball.
My guts on the outside, the usually on
And
the
credits.
so that is essentially dueling.
Actually, let's discuss that. Okay,
Let's
so
discuss
to the death.
To the death.
You just got killed.
Yes. Okay. So let's just assume that I got killed. I did.
Victory's high.
It is the duel officially over.
What about the second? Would the second step in?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So second, if you feel that my death has dishonored you in some way, or that this cad has dishonored me by killing me, you can challenge him to a duel.
It wasn't so much the killing her, it was when I said the
Same way, you just have to do it formally. You would have to say, "Sir, I challenge you to a duel. I wish to reclaim the honor of my fallen compatriot," or whatever you feel like saying. Yeah. Say whatever you feel like, though.
I'm gonna adventure. You're
Okay.
gonna die.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
Now.
Well, now you
Very
would.
heartfelt.
Let's say that you kill him, and I'm going to guide your sword. And dead. Okay, now he's dead. Guess what the other second can do?
I challenge you.
The verses of
Ah,
seconds.
Oh, that's okay.
Very small.
All right, you are bringing.
You have an advantage.
Again, someone has a major reach advantage.
Side.
You're a side thing.
They're not big on size on that side, are they?
No.
All you have to do is throw it.
So let's show the pistols. Now that we've shown you that people can die. Actually, before we go to pistols, there is one thing that we forgot to mention. Thank you, second. We will still need you in a moment. So, how we would fight. Now, the normal fencing stance is essentially like this, as you can see by me. We would have our hand behind here, as you can see. We would normally be holding a lantern. Now, Professor and I are pretty honorable. We would use that lantern to see, to make sure that we can fight each other so that we're clearly looking. But someone like Baron, who is of ill repute,
Dishonest
what
bastard.
might you do, Baron, with that lantern?
I might, while fighting, take my lantern, slam!
Oh, you fight dirty.
Yes.
I like
why
it.
I'm still alive.
It was made of glass and fire.
Such things were not made by Nerf, obviously. So, I think we can move on to pistols.
Yes.
Now, pistols were a very interesting object, actually. Keyblade, thank you so much. Thank you. People who maybe had never been in a duel in their life had pistols specially made for them so that they could duel. There would be a set of them. So that if ever challenged to a duel, they would have their own pistols. That being said,
They would hang up above the fireplace, all nice and presentable. Hopefully never needed to be used.
but the idea of having
Hanging above my fireplace
yeah,
here.
it's very nice, isn't it?
But now you've been challenged to a duel, so I can take it down from the fireplace.
Still, for obvious
It's nice and
reasons.
warm.
And actually, if anyone's ever read Bone Shaker, Sherry Priest, who you should read and you should follow, she talked about how her son, when he went in, like in the very first couple of chapters, when he goes into Seattle, the closed-off city of Seattle, he takes his father's old dueling pistol, which may or may not work because they're old and some people never used them. Now, if you've got anything, whether it's a gun, whether it's a car, whether it's, I don't even care, a sword that you just keep somewhere and you never use it, it's going to wear down. So, let's say I've got these handcrafted dueling pistols. You can't eat it, it's not chocolate.
The last one was. Alright.
So, now, yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Go gangsta.
I'll call you Fitty from now on. Fitty Prof. So,
Cruising his Zeppelin on the east side
All the way back.
with his Timbs and his white tee.
Falling on
So,
the street, smoking in.
everyone has heard the 10 paces turn, correct? So let's just go ahead and reenact that so that we can do that. Like, you know, that was a common occurrence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to
Running out of wall.
8, 9, 10. I'm fine. Okay.
You took bigger steps.
Now, the way that a duel would work, the person who has initiated the duel, which would have been me, will take the first hit. So Professor, since I challenged him, will shoot at me first.
Bang!
You missed.
Ah, son of a bitch! I call that a win! Your turn!
It was turn-based dueling. You missed.
Dang! Stupid piece of crud. Maybe I should have tried to use it before I duel. Our seconds would then come to us and try to convince us not to go for another round.
You clearly both suck at shooting.
It's been 6 months.
That's not a good way to do this.
I don't want to die.
Remind me that I have other
But I
things
also
to do.
don't want to be offended.
Thank you.
You have what?
You have more bullets.
I do? I should find them.
Bring baby mama.
I should be doing this. Okay. Apparently I have a wife and children. I should go find them. I don't want to do this anymore.
It's gonna take years, you know this.
What?
Apparently we're really bad shots.
What? You have a wife and kids?
I didn't know.
I don't have a wife and kids.
Oh, you want to die? Oh,
I will
dang
take
it.
your wife and kids.
Fair.
Okay, shoot me.
I possibly don't love them.
Not enough to remember them. Shoot me.
Bang! Did I miss?
You shot me.
Ah!
But luckily you got my non-shooting arm.
You shot
Oh!
So I'm gonna keep going.
Arm I didn't want to shoot. Bang! Oh, it's my lower shin. Kind of the ankle area.
I think I should be standing right now.
Twice. Let's assume that the assistants give us one word to stop us from killing each other seconds.
No, stop, don't.
Let's do 3 words, but that's fine.
Don't do duels. Duels are bad.
One more time. Shoot at me.
Bang!
Well, you obviously weren't trying to hit me.
Try
Well,
In
you
some
know,
situations, if you
filming
decided
the
you didn't want to continue the duel but still wanted to maintain honor, you would intentionally miss. So that shots were exchanged, yet both parties could walk away.
Now, Professor has done that in a very over-dramatized way, where he obviously pointed it nowhere near me. But more often than not, more often than not, what people would do.